Hi, I'm Ken Stasiak, and this is the State of Security. So last month for February, we talked about the Anthem breach, healthcare, what it means to the industry. And as we discussed, it's not just the healthcare industry that has to be on the lookout. It's for organizations that have PII, personally identifiable information. We see those industries and those companies being targets here in 2015. So what's in store for March? Well, we want to talk about the financial industry, what we're seeing as trends, kind of where they're going, using a little bit of March Madness as a shakeup here. What do they have to do to evolve? And as we start to talk about that, one of the major things you look at in the financial industry is disruptive technology. So what is disruptive technology, and how does it apply to the financial industry? Well, disruptive by technology by nature of definition is the technology that comes in that disrupts normal course of business or the way industries have operated for years with new technology coming in. Generally, from a consumer's perspective, this is good. From a business perspective, it invokes challenges. Good example is the iWatch. iWatch being released by Apple is a disruptive technology to the smartphone community and how they're going to evolve moving forward. So how does that relate to banks? Well, very simple. Banks have historically been the leaders in security. So for years, companies would come to me and say, we don't want bank level security, we're not that big, we're not that complex, etc. Well, we've seen now that diminishing over the years, and the financial institutions really haven't kept up to page. So what they're doing is they're kind of sitting back a little bit in more of a complacent manner of how they're going to actually invoke this new technology. So if you just look at your bank, how are they doing two-factor authentication down to the consumer level? And the answer is no. Are the password complexities there to meet what you would expect on Google, etc.? And the answer is no. And how about the real-time access to information and data? Is that there? The answer again is no. So as you can see, the financial institutions really to meet up with consumers' demands haven't been there. And now their security is also starting to fall. And one of the main things when you get into the financial and you start selling or you work in the financial industry is what other banks do you do business with? They have their own forums, they have their own clubs. It's a very tight-knit community, which is good. However, as we progress into the future, one of the things you're going to have to look at is bringing other industries into the financial to move the bar. And one of the ways the financial institutions are going to have to do this is to increase security. How are they going to do that? Obviously with fees. And what we see in our bank statements every day are fees for ATM, fees for transfers, fees for overdrafts, fees. It's an estimated that 60% of the revenue comes from these fees. And we see in the future, and for them to keep up with security, they're going to have to put a security fee on your next bank statement. So the other challenge to the financial institution is awareness. So we've seen that also deteriorate over the years, and especially as emerging threats come in, a lot of the stuff that we've seen plaguing other industries is now starting to plague the financial industries as well. And that is phishing, spear phishing. We've seen the billion-dollar bank heist was done through all phishing activity. And what they're doing is they're targeting the lower-level employees at these institutions that don't have a lot of formal training. They're not getting the awareness. And they really don't know the harm by checking email, clicking a link, what that can cause to the banks as well as the financial institutions themselves. And we've seen this over the years deteriorate. We've seen the phishing becoming more successful. And that's something that we see in 2015 that banks need to address and put in good countermeasures as well as training and awareness so that the human trust element of the tellers as well as other employees of these financial institutions are aware of the malicious impact they can have. So in April, I'm going to be speaking to the ABA, American Bankers Association Forum down in St. Louis. And on the topics are breaches, lessons learned, and things that we need from a financial institution to really start to embrace. Hopefully, as 2015 starts to move along, more and more of the financial sector start to look for experts outside of their industries to be able to provide really good mitigation and next steps. They don't close themselves off from what's going on, and they keep the awareness high. And I think that's key for the financial institutions moving forward in 2015 and 2016. This is State of Security. Any comments, questions, and feedback, please email us and we'll respond. We'll see you next month.